This is the Calvary. Wow. I love this story because it's so delicious. And brothers, you're going to love this story too. This story is about Adria Richards. This is an African-American woman within the tech industry in Silicon Valley who blew it big time. And I mean the stories again. Delicious. See, look, white people can't talk about this story from a black or African American perspective, mainly because they will be called racist. But they have done a great job of explaining what actually happened. See, Adria has a mentally misaligned focus. And I know she's not going to like hearing this, but it's the truth. She was a shit starter for a long time. And now she's gotten caught up in her own storm. Now, I'm not going to, sugarcoat this, but there's a piece by Amanda Bloom who puts out a backstory about Adria. It turns out she's been starting stuff for a while in the tech industry. The fact that she was not stopped sooner only enabled her to behave as she did in this instance. So, what did Adria Richards do? What did she do? You may ask. To the brothers, all this is just going to sound familiar. But I'm not going to spoil it for you. I'm just going to tell you what happened. At a PyCon conference, and we're talking about, over 1,000 people there enjoying themselves and learning. Techs love to learn. They love listening to shit, comprehending shit, and, being able to apply these aspects in their day-to-day. They love it. I love it. Well, all these people, is mostly white guys, nerdy white dudes. Now, we ain't talking about, cats from The Bachelor. We're talking about the type of cats that would be on Ashton Kutcher's Beauty and the Geek. All right, that's the market here. That's the type of guys. All right, so she's sitting down and they're sitting down. These are people from all different tech companies, and they're listening to this lecture. And this lecture talking about, females, feeling more comfortable in the workplace. And, these guys, they're back and, behind her, probably just a little bit, off in terms of being parallel. All right. And they're just making jokes about computer parts. And in particular, the word dongle, and forks, these are computer terms. And so they're making basically dick jokes about dongles. Dongles is funny. And if you look at all the articles and all the posts around the internet, even women find it funny. It's just funny. It's funny sounding about male anatomy. All right. Now, during this incident and then the research thereafter, everybody else, not you black men, but everybody else in the world is going to find out exactly how hypocritical not only Adria is, but African American women in general. Now, previous to this incident, Adria had made blog comments and commentary basically making fun of male anatomy, making a dick joke herself. So, in her mind, it's okay for her to make a dick joke because she's a woman, but no one else can do it, especially in the presence of a woman so great. Or however it just flashed in her head, whatever, just some crazy stuff. But let me go on. Adria is offended. Now, does she turn around to these two white dudes and say, I'm uncomfortable about what you're talking about in terms of dongles? Nope, she sure doesn't. Now, this is a black man. Do you think she would have turned around to y'all? Yeah. Yes, she would have. But she didn't turn around to those white guys. She had a different plan in mind. So she takes a picture of them. Takes the picture and posts it on Twitter for the whole world to see. And admonishes them for what they have done against women and feminism. So dude's boss sees this. He's upset, it brings bad light on his company. So he fires this guy. This guy is a married man. See, black women know nothing about married men, all right? They may be juicing some married men on the side. They may be getting with a white married man. But they don't know what it's like to be in a marriage. When your number's at 75% not married or whatever, you don't know nothing about it. Only 25, maybe 20% know anything about marriage, the marriage, all right? So this man is married, has 3 kids, and now unemployed. Thanks to this chick. Because he was making harmless jokes about computer parts. These guys were talking about male anatomy. She may, and I mean may, have had a point if they were talking about female anatomy. But they weren't. And she was overhearing, in other words, eavesdropping on their conversation. Being a little bit nosy, looking for a problem. Now, this guy being fired for such a ridiculous reason. Now, this sets the internet world aflame. The tech industry aflame. So what ends up happening is 4chan attacks her company. Denial of service attack, meaning their website is shut down. They can't send email, they can't receive email. No one can see their products. No one can see their services. They're done, they're kaput. Now I'm sure they called Adria into the office and said, Adria, what did you do? Now, meanwhile, the nerdy guy, he apologizes. Now, hey, look, I'm gonna stop right here. I'm gonna pause this, all right? Just for a second. Because I know you nerds, y'all getting a little upset right now. Well, let me explain something to you. I'm a nerd too. I'm a nerd in the tech industry as well. So, I'm a nerdy guy. I have no problem with that. So you shouldn't have a problem with that. Look, we the baddest guys on the planet. They're making cars for us right now because we the only people in America who can still hold on to our money. They got a Batman car from Kia. They got a Green Lantern car from Kia. They got a Wonder Woman car from Kia. All right? The car industry would not go that far for a bunch of Rudy Poos. So you're not Rudy Poo. So anyway, this guy, he apologizes for his offense. If he made any offense, he's sorry. My bad. I'm sorry. That's how quick he apologizes. And that should be reminiscent to you black men. You all are quick to admit your mistakes too. Even though we all know within the tech industry that he didn't make a mistake. She did. So her boss, I'm sure, called her in and said, hey, you really done a big one here. Can you issue an apology? And she was probably like, hell no, I ain't gonna issue no apology. But, since she's probably one of them hoity-toity black chicks, no. No, I will not be issuing an apology. Good day. And he said, hold on. Before you say that full good day, Let me alter it a little bit. You're fired. Woo! Go. Now there's a point in which you have to admit that you may have made a mistake. Because one day you had a job, you were going to lunch, people loved you, and you were getting coffee, and you were having little foods, and people like, hey, I'm going to hang out with Andrea today, you know, and it was going to be great, right? And then the next day, you are packing your shit, or security standing there while packing your stuff while you're standing there, and you are going to be taken outside and said goodbye. They may or may not call you a cab. They need your phone too. That's our phone. Oh, we also need your laptop. That's our laptop. Oh, and since this is 2013, oh, we're gonna also need your iPad. We need all that. And we need your little wireless. Oh, dongle. Oh, please don't put that on Twitter. Yeah, so they stripped her of all of her tech and sent her on her way. Now, what did she do for the tech industry? Was she a programmer? No. Was she in computer maintenance? Did she build computers? No. She was basically the CNA of tech. She was a PR person. She would talk about tech. She would promote tech. But she was not actually a tech. Now, after this incident, I can tell you where she's going to land. Because they've said it straight up. Look, she is done in the tech industry. She's not hireable. Read the Adria Richards PyCon How We Lost article, and you'll understand where I'm coming from. Her next job is going to be maybe Target. Not in the executive offices promoting Target, because nobody needs this type of promotion. But she'll probably be one of the people who will direct you towards where the electronics are. Yeah, that's the best she's going to be able to do. You know, she's probably going to try and look for one of you guys to build her a, you know, type of social network or some type of website like that, you know, website, something. But don't put your name on it. And even if you do accept the job, which you shouldn't, because it can be traced back to you, 4chan is out there. All right? Make sure she at least come up with 50 grand. Starting. At least get paid. Well, see, Adria or Adria, however you pronounce her name, she's a blogger. She got her Twitter, and she got a blog, and she has a whole bunch of followers. And her followers, you know, would be, you know, they're excited about the crap she starts. There are people out in this world like that. These people are, they call themselves team players, but they're not team players. They're ball hoggers, all right? And all they do is destroy shit. And that's Adria Richards. See, Amanda Bloom's article is titled Adria Richards, PyCon and How We All Lost. See, this hit more than just the African American women community. It hit all women. That's how silly and stupid this woman was. And I've always said that black women need to learn how to fail all by themselves. Adria couldn't do this, could she? She put this information out about this man, messed up his world, and then hid behind feminism. Basically hid behind white women and all other women. Like, protect me now. Let me give you some backstory, because I know some of you cats is like, oh, well, she's so pretty though. Look, I'm not one of those cats who's sitting up there and gonna be sitting up there talking about, oh, but how fat. Come on, man. That only dilutes the story. My angle is, Who gives a fuck about her? She fucked up. And she fucked up too many damn people. This is what I'll say. My wife is fine than a motherfucking smart than a motherfucker. Who gives a damn about that chick? Bam. That's what I'll say is fine. Alright? So, anyway, to give you some backstory, Adria has done this before. We're finally at the Amanda Bloom segment. Great job, Amanda Bloom. Thanks for all these nougats. Awesome. Can't say your name enough right now, but here's what Amanda Bloom accumulated. To give you some backstory, Adria was asked to speak by Amanda Bloom and her people. See, Adria was a good speaker, and Amanda wanted Adria to lecture her beginners. And she explains that she is not an easy person, and she didn't like the title of her talk, and she didn't like her time slot. 2 weeks before the conference, they got a few emails from attendees that she had just threatened on her podcast to boycott our conference because one of our speakers, Danielle Morrill, was giving a lightning talk about how she used screencasting software called Getting the Money Shot. Now, these are basically white women trying to get people engaged in a new type of tech and doing it from a commonality with human beings, which is sex. And it's not a big deal. We've progressed from, not being able to talk about, like in the 1920s, 30s, like doing, if you've been watching Boardwalk Empire, basically women not being able to talk about their female reproductive systems. And, let me go ahead and put this out there too. This woman should have grown up since high school. Adults talk about sex. Adults talk about business and relationships with sexual innuendo. But you're supposed to be mature enough to be able to handle it. That's being an adult. Adria wasn't. Now, let's fast forward to 2013. In this 2013, now chicks are like, hey, we can talk about a little bit of porn, money shot, no big deal. And no one was going to see it as a big deal. But Adria did. So, anyway, this is what Adria Richards got offended about when it came to Danielle Morrill's summary. Full disclosure, Danielle says in her summary, producing a useful screenshot where an online product or service is demonstrated for the user and they are introduced to a UI of your website can increase the number of people who convert to customers. This talk will leave viewers with practical advice for creating their own screencasts, including a list of tools and resources. It will also outline some of the things to avoid, the psychology of the editor, and how thinking like a porn director will help to be sure to achieve the money shot. Take one Mac, one flip cam HD, and a whole lot of coffee, and one really sleep deprived Danielle, and hilarity ensues. Boom. That's her summary. Now, only a fool would concentrate on the word money shot and porn. This paragraph is chock full of information. And we're all adults. And we all have viewed porn. I've been trying to view porn for the last 2 weeks and haven't gotten around to it. It upsets me every night because I haven't viewed any porn. And I know you're like, well, why don't you view porn? First of all, I got too much shit to do. I got a badass wife. And I just can't get around to it. This is one of my favorite pastimes. But, look, the guys in the audience, the women in the audience, they all know this because they're adults. So they're not going to act all wishy-washy, but they are going to take into account that the truth is that porn cameramen are really good at their jobs. Their practice and and the quality piece does get that money shot. All right. Well, that's the saying. They're saying, look, apply these techniques to this. And this is what this woman was saying. And this paragraph is pretty big. And I wanted to learn more about this, you know, and it tells it has plenty of description other than porn. But Adria is focused on silly shit. Now, black men, have we not confirmed that black women are focused on silly shit? That's Adria. So this woman goes on to tell us that Adria never told them that she was offended. She never told Danielle. She told her podcasting audience and blog readers we were promoting porn. In the end, after great drama, she attended and deep sixed her talk. Instead, she lectured the attendees on how porn wasn't acceptable at a conference. The beginners in her class were less than amused and ultimately deprived of an opportunity to learn from her. Yeah, that's black women. And I'm going to tell you, probably the reason why she wasn't willing to do it is because she didn't know shit about it. So she took what she thought she knew and applied that. And in her black female arrogance felt that the audience would be better off with this information and would be happy to receive this information from her superior black female self. Well, it turns out that was all denial and bullshit. Brothers have been trying to tell everybody it does not matter if the chick is from the ghetto or if she's from Melrose. She's still a black woman. And these chicks have lost their mind because they've been on YouTube and they've been all over the internet talking to each other. The worst thing for a black woman is to sit there and talk to 20 more black women. They get a consensus of crazy shit. Anyway, so the next thing she does is she's upset about a damn t-shirt that she's offended by. And it's a little cartoon. It's a famous cartoon. So it begins. This is a t-shirt about WordPress. All right. Now, the only thing that you can call sexism about this t-shirt is that it has female stick figures. No breasts, no hips, just female stick figures. So, WordCamp San Francisco 2011 presents what makes WordPress so darn awesome, the blogger track. As you can see, WordPress makes it easy for anyone to become a web sensation because it puts the focus on your content. I'm not sure how it works, but it's clearly SEO optimized. Next pane, the developers track. As you can see, creating content is actually irrelevant. That's all that's going on. Beyond code, free speech, beer. And on the blogger track it says, widget, SEO, photos, writing. There's nothing sexist about it. If you put a male stick figure in there, it says the same thing. The only thing the artist is trying to say is that WordPress is some silly ass shit that even the WordPress developers don't understand. All right? That's all they're saying. But again, she took offense. It had females in it. Amanda Bloom goes on to explain, XKCD generously allowed their comic to be used. Instead of contacting Jane Wells, who was in charge of the project and is easily reachable, she made the situation immediately public and rallied her troops. So the chick does this again. She's a shit starter. So she shit starts over here, she shit starts over there. So she's messing up women left and right. This should be familiar to you guys. You like, okay, black women should be an ally to black men. And we were trying to tell the world the same thing. Black women should be an ally to black men, but they're not. They're kicking our ass. Everything they're trying to do is a direct attack on us. So you got all these other women out here in this world. They're thinking that black women are going to be an ally. No. all they know how to do is destroy shit. So they're gonna destroy you first. Now I'm sure you ladies, man, y'all sat up there and you tried to tell, the guys like, hey man, you gotta watch out for this chick, man. She is gonna fuck you up. She is not an ally. Finally, the shit has hit the fan. She fucks one of them white dudes up. Yes, she did. And the lesson is now being learned. Now, she did more than prick this white dude. She got this dude destroyed. Now, he's going to be able to get another job or get his job back. Because now that the story has actually flipped and she's getting the heat that she deserves and she's over and kaput, they're going to get this guy back. They got to. And if she did this to a brother, and the reason why I'm putting this out so that you guys can understand. Stop giving these fools power. Part of what's going on is YouTube's fault itself. They give all these African American women power. Hee and ha about the fact that they're attacking black men on YouTube. White dudes found it funny until they noticed that, a father of 3 has no more income? Well, I'm a father of 2. I'm a father of 3. I'm a father of 1. I'm a father, period. I'm not a father. I still need my job. Yeah, it was okay if they was fucking up our jobs, but it's not okay if they fucking up your job. So, in a nutshell, there are 2 things. I want the white community to take something from this. And I'm going to tell something to the black man. You all made a mistake. But it's a mistake that won't cost you anything. You guys unwittingly set black women up for fail. I've been wanting to tell you guys this. That you've been using feminism wrong. It's not that you use the word. It's not that you didn't know the definition of the word. You got all that on point. But you applied the word to the wrong set of people. Feminism can only be applied to white women. Only white women. Because they're the ones who started the feminist movement. So they can get white men off their back. So they can get jobs. So they can have opportunity. So that they wouldn't be beaten and thrown into insane asylums. So they would be able to have an abortion. Be able to go to the doctor, be able to sign their own checks, to be able to get a bank loan, to have their own bank accounts. Black women only benefited from all of what white women fought for. They also fought so they can have the right to vote as well. Immediately they were pissed off because the black man got the right to vote before they did. They're like, damn it! Damn it, the Negro male can vote and I can't! Pissed them the hell off. Black man wasn't mad. They're like, shit, white women, go ahead and vote. We like you motherfuckers anyway, shit. Black men were only calculating. They're like, shit, give them chicks the right to vote. We can vote together. But you set them up for fail. You had them running around believing that they were really good at feminism. Really knew something about feminism. You pumped the head up. But what they were actually talking about was womanism. That was the black female feminism. Originally, back in the 20th century, you know what I'm saying? All the 1940s, all the way up to the 70s and 80s. Black women were interested in feminism, but they had to admit to themselves, and these were the smart black women at that time, that black men never oppressed them. And white women really weren't interested in them joining the feminist movement because they're like, you all do not understand what the hell we're going through. And they didn't, because black men weren't putting them in insane asylums. They weren't sitting up there trying to deny them abortions. They were like, oh, you want to abort? Great, fuck it. Any freedom, black men were for it. But black women still needed jobs and all that other stuff. So they came up with womanism. But what those smart black women at the time did not realize was how crazy and insane the rest of the black female population was. And so the rest of the black female population came in and overran those smart black women and came up with their own crazy idea of feminism. So womanism turned right back into feminism, but on a crazy scale, a black woman scale. And so what has happened is that the tech industry just got a small taste of black womanism, feminism. It's some insane shit because they don't know nothing about it, meaning feminism. They don't know how to deal with actual oppression or actual isms when it comes to being against women. Haven't y'all noticed that African American women, basically black women, use the boycott absolutely wrong? Haven't y'all noticed that? So what she ended up doing was destroying a lot of accomplishments and a lot of camaraderie that was within the tech industry with male and female techs. The male techs came back with one eye on all women at the job. Like, man, if we say anything, we gonna lose our jobs? Yeah. Yes. Basically, if these women were going along with what Adria was trying to present. This was going to be a new wave and a new movement. You all were letting her get away with it when it came to those white women and those Asian women and the Latin women who were within your job. For you weren't listening to those women when they were complaining about Adria. But it had to hit you finally, and then you realize, oh, this is really bad. Yes, it is. This is what the black woman's bringing to you. So, in the end, hire the black males. Retain the black males. Call them a twofer. They're black and they're male. Try to hire as few African American women as possible within the tech industry. They're not ready. They're not prepared for it. They're weird. They're crazy. And they're going to fuck you up. Listen to the black man. Listen to the black man. Each and every one of them are time bombs waiting to go off. And you don't know when. We didn't know when. We lived with these fools for centuries, for millenniums. And we did not know they were going to turn on us. So far they've turned on the black man, the white woman, all women, and now you too, white man. Oh, trust me, they desperately want you. They're excited to get with you. I mean, I was in my neighborhood, man, driving through one of the nice districts here in Chicago, and I saw something absolutely hilarious, man. Now, I'm driving, man, my car is nice. Got my wife in the car with me. I'm just kicking it, just chilling, man. This is wonderful. It was a nice day in Chicago. Y'all know what it was like on Saturday. But what I saw was this white guy, man. He had brought this black woman home with him to his house. It's a nice area. Well, the woman basically ran right away from him all the way up onto the steps and was looking back at him smiling and happy, and he was mortified. He was mortified, man. He's like, God damn it. I brought this black woman home with me. I mean, this is Southside. So ain't nobody surprised about it, but he's still mortified. He's like, shit. I mean, she's on my damn porch looking like a freaking crazy puppy. Now, if it was a white woman or Asian woman, she would have been just walking with him, and they would have walked up the steps together, and it would have been cool. But this chick was so excited, like, I got a white man, I want a porch, this is great, it's a house. And he can see me in the corner of his eye. And I want this super crazy, awesome looking white chick. I got my sunglasses on. I'm black as hell. And he realizes, damn, I done traded down. Damn. And me and my wife, we laughing our asses off. It ain't my fault that the presentation's all wrong. It ain't my fault that Adria fucked up or failed miserably. It's not my fault that she destroyed her own career. She got all her blogging friends. But the problem is with this type of woman is that the only thing she knows how to do is move forward. She don't know how to stop, address, adapt, apologize, or anything like that. All she knows how to do is forward focus. So all you guys, whether black males, white women, Asian women, Latin women, white males, just take your advantage, which is the fact that you know how to adjust to a situation and keeps it moving. Protect yourself from these ladies. Trust me. You think it's just her? You out your mind. They got bushels and bushels of them waiting, trying to find their way to Silicon Valley. And all they know is how to destroy. The ones who are already there, you better take Adria's lesson. Don't get mad at me. You better take her lesson and adjust. Her problem is your problem. And your problem is you focus on silly shit. You don't take advice. You cannot be course corrected, which means that you are ultimately going to fail. And again, to the rest of you, stop giving these women that much power. She ruined one conference, then she went on to ruin another conference. And then finally at this last conference, the PyCon conference, she brought the whole nation in on this silly focus that African American women have on the silliest shit in the world. And dented, scraped, and scorched feminism to death. Oh, I know you ladies are pissed at her. So adjust and take in this information, this translation from a black man. Accept it, move on. So, this has been an excellent piece from the Calvary. I'm out.